logo it up.
All right, we are back. CITIUS MAG live from Eugene. Chris Chavez with Mitch Dyer, and we're bringing on Vernon Norwood, good friend of CITIUS MAG, good friend of New Balance. What do you think about the setup that they got for us out here?
Best setup in the world.
Yeah.
They did a great job. Y'all doing an amazing job, too.
So, thank you.
Y'all working just as hard as us to make our dreams come true. And, you know, I'm a big fan. I'm always a fan, too, though.
I appreciate you. Even, like, stopping by in the mix zone every single round and, you know, the final, finishing fourth. I mean, I guess how much of a hard pill is that to swallow? But then immediately, like, you are in the relay pool, and you will be going back to the Olympic Games. You won a gold medal at the last one.
Yep.
So, you know, how are the feelings, you know, toward the final and just in general your trials experience?
Well, leading up to the trials, I believe I was in phenomenal shape. I was putting together quite a bit consistent races. But getting forward, man, I just felt like I beat myself. Like, not even trying to be funny. Like, those guys didn't beat me.
Yeah.
I beat myself because the way I ran in the semi compared to what I ran in the final, I think I left like a half second out there. But, I mean, credits to the guys who got top 3, and even Quincy Wilson finishing the top 6. You know, it was a great battle. I still felt like, you know, I finished really hard to, like, get that 3rd spot. But, you know, those guys got the best of me that day. But it's been a wonderful experience. The 400, obviously one of the deepest events because a lot of us run about the same thing. It is all about how you manage the rounds. And Quincy Hall did a great job. I thought he was going to be a little gassed a little bit, but he's super strong. He could actually run an 800 if he wanted to. I think he ran like 146 a couple of years back in JUCO. So he has great endurance. And people don't really acknowledge that too, though.
Well, he's coming from the hurdles background.
Yeah, he came from the hurdles, but dude really legit though. And you know, him coming off the bronze medal and he going into Paris, he definitely, with him and Norman and Chris Bailey, they all 3 could be medal contenders, you know, going forward. Because obviously, like, the European guys are picking it up, and you still got Stephen Gardner, you know, Karani still being in the hunt, and it's a tough event, but overall experience has been great. And now I get to sit back and be here all week training with my coach and stuff, and I get to watch all the exciting races like the hurdles, the 15, and stuff like that. So
you get to dip into all of the beer and ice cream tokens that we've got from this place.
Yeah, I'm watching that on that. You know, as you get older, you gotta watch your weight because your metabolism slow up real quick. So I don't know if I'm gonna get too much. I don't think I'm gonna get no ice cream, but you know, still gotta be lean and fit and ready to go for whenever they do the selection process for the relay pool.
Yeah. What are some of the factors that go into that? I guess, like, kind of just speaking in general, like, because it is sort of like a big question mark, like for the average track fan out there who doesn't know.
Okay.
Like,
for the average track fan, so basically it's a guideline that's in black and white, whereas they have the discretion to pick for the components that you have to be selected, because it's not just top 6.
Yeah.
It's a component where you have to be, you know, it's a criteria, and it's actually in black and white. If you read it, I read it, but I don't know if memorize it word for word. But I know it's stuff in there that go a long way how they do the next couple of picks, because it just ain't top 6 like it used to be and stuff like that. And I think it's a good way so people don't be like, oh, it's all political, it's politics. Like, nah, they're gonna get the best 2 picks, and whoever they pick, you know, if I had to pick, you know, I just want the best out there, you know. But you know, they have their way how they want to do it, and we just gotta follow in line and follow the orders, because it's actually in black and white. You see it, we read it. Yeah. If people read it, they'll be like, oh, that's how they doing it. So you can't say, oh, it's political, it's this, that, and the third. Like, nah, it's there. Like, and for the people who don't know, like, it's not top 6.
Yeah.
It's obviously the top 3, and then maybe top 4 probably, and then they pick the next 2.
Yeah.
And that could be anybody that's probably already on the team, I think, or just from another event. So it goes that way. But
the mixed relay opens up a couple more spots, right?
Yeah, it does, but also still not top 6. But you know, my goal going into trials was I wanted to do the mix, the open 4, and the 4x4. The training I've been doing set me up pretty well to be fit for those type of rounds in the 400, and I was gonna be able to handle it. And that's the way I wanted to go out there in Paris. So, well, right now, hopefully, you know, I could be on the mix, and hopefully I could be on the 4x4. So that's the goal right now. But you know, it might be a blessing in disguise that I'm not doing the 4. I could just run my best in the rounds for the relays.
Yeah. What are some of the things that people look for, like the coaches and all that stuff, look for once they make the picks, right? Like this is the pool. How do you get all these people to kind of mesh well together? Because you have, with the medals that you've got, like it's proven successful. So there is something. Yeah,
I think the coaches, Mike Marsh and Michelle Freeman, they do a good job trying to put the best athletes at their best abilities for their strengths. It's all about what the athlete's most comfortable at. For myself, I can run any leg for the 4x4. I prefer second. I ran second last year on the 4x4 last year. I think me and Rob was playing rock, paper, scissors. Who going to run second? Who going to run Aiken? Because he likes second. He liked to chase. Yeah. And I was telling him, like, bro, you're going to have the easiest job in the world. Like, all you got to do is just jog home. You could trip over your foot, pick up the stick. You'll be disqualified, but we'll still win, though. And but I think the coaches do a good job putting the best people at their best abilities and strengths. And also, us athletes, we talk amongst ourselves like, man, what do you think fit best? But obviously, Rob Benjamin, he's the anchor. He's been anchoring us since 2019. That job is solidified. If I had to say so, I think he probably got the only solidified spot because he's been doing a terrific job, and I don't think anybody's going to anchor as good as him. But as far as the other legs, it's easy to plug in. Even going off the handoffs, 4x4 handoffs ain't hard. But it's all about the positioning. And where it's like once the official puts you out there, do not move. Like you do not move.
We learned.
Yeah, you do not move. But that's why, last year Mike Marsh did a good job putting me and Quincy out in front. Quincy went first, I went second. So we was out from the get-go. Once Quincy gave it to me, it was no way I opened up the gap. So we have that clear out in front. Let them chase us. Yeah. Like let those other countries be the chaser and let us push them. But it's fun. But we got a lot of depth in that event. I think you could throw anybody out there and we'll just come away with gold. But a lot of these countries getting better in the 4x4. We got Botswana that could be in the hunt. You got a sleeper with Belgium. France got with silver or bronze last year, and also Great Britain with Matt Hudson-Smith and now Charlie Dobson running extremely well in the open. So they have some good 4x4s that's going to challenge us, but ultimately, we want to win gold.
Yeah, well, to talk Quincy, for example, if he is to be selected and he goes into the pool and he goes to Paris.
You hope so.
Yeah, how much will he benefit from that with the experience that you guys have and the depth that you go?
This been around myself and all the other guys that's obviously that's might be on the team. It's a good learning experience for him because when you look at how young he is, he's 16 years old, so him being around a person like me who's been on multiple teams, been on an international level competing for a while, it's so much knowledge and so much stuff that he could soak up and learn. And I wouldn't mind mentoring the kid like that just to help him understand. I can't teach him nothing about running because he's way better than me and I was at 16. So I can't help him on the running part. But as far as learning the game and how to be a professional, that's something I could teach him and help him learn the way as he go on as being a pro. But having us around, it'd be fun for him. And I would hope to see him on there because you only gain experience by being in those moments. Yeah. Obviously you could be there. You could be in the moment just being out there, but you only go gain experience you actually in the field. Yeah. And I think he proved himself to actually be able to compete because that semifinal round was the moment I was like, oh yeah, he's the real deal. Because if you look back at it, I was telling you, I was in 7, Bryce was in 5. And in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm not losing to a 16-year-old kid. I'm like, that was in my head. I'm like, I'm not losing to him. And so, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going. So either he going to come with me and die, or he going to stay composed and run his race, Because I know Bryce was going to press him anyway. So we almost we sandwiched him a little bit. Yeah. And he responded very well. He did not panic. He did not lose focus. He finished extremely well. He was right there at the line. Oh, look, I said, damn. And afterwards I saw 44.59 from my window and congratulated him. Like, man, good job, bro. You ran a hell of a race. Yeah. And I see you in the final and stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of his because, when you got a young talent like that, you have to protect that. You have to nurture that and help him be the future for our sport because at 16 years old, we don't see nothing like this too often. Yeah. Last 16-year-old we saw that was phenomenal was Sydney. And look at Sydney now, the best in the world. Vashti, same thing. They the best in the event in the world and stuff like that, So you want to protect that as much as you can and help them grow in the sport.
It was cool to see just sort of on the kids' own Instagram stories, just reposting, you, even Fred saying USATF should put him on the team. And
Fred said that?
I think so. Yeah.
Fred, shut up.
So here, let's go back. Even a couple months to like World Indoors and all the controversy around just sort of like the selection process for the indoor relay. Noah's out there talking about 4 medals, right?
It's possible.
Hasn't run an open 4. So it would be, no matter what, controversial to some people if he gets picked for, the Olympic 4x4.
Honestly, it'd be controversial on the internet. But if you look at the guideline, it's in black and white. Everyone is in the relay pool.
Yeah.
If you're on the team in Paris, in the 1, 2, 4, you're in the relay pool. So technically, like, he could be on it.
Yeah, so I love this because you can sort all this mess out before it even hits the internet. We can openly talk through all the scenarios.
Even going into indoors, like, I mean, I don't know too much information about it, but looking at it, if this was the same criteria and guideline, like, he was there, he got picked to run. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, it's in black and white. You read it, so it's if you're on the team, that's like if you're on the team, you can run the 800, whatever.
Even if I did the race walk,
you're in the pool.
Also, any athlete that's in Paris with the USA uniform,
I believe everyone's in the pool.
Wow.
Like, if someone that happened and we need a leg, like for instance, say I'm out there and they need a leg for the 4x1. Hey, second leg, something like that. Yeah. But I believe everyone's in the pool because the guideline that they have and the criteria and the components, is in black and white. So people just need to read and be more informed about how that selection process is going because people on the internet are going to say anything.
Yeah.
They're going to I think this, that. Cool, we all have our opinion. But
that's sports.
It's
people
sports. It's just argue. Great. Like, talk about it, debate about it. It's good. I never felt any type of way about what people say on the internet. Like, they go say crazy stuff, whatever. That's good. Like, that's good. Whether they're hating or they're saying good stuff, whatever. That just comes with the sport.
Yeah.
Every sport has that. Every sport. I mean, but far as with that situation, everybody, I believe, is in the pool because of the criteria and the components that if everybody's read it.
Yeah.
And I think it's public knowledge. I think you can find that online, maybe somewhere on the page of USATrackandfield.org.
Yeah.
Like, you can find it, and they'll tell you how the process and how that stuff works. But people just got to read it.
So then this is great because I guess, like, technically who's in the pool? Fred making the team. He's in the pool.
Yeah, he in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the pool. Like, from my understanding, I believe everyone's in the pool.
Wow.
It could go both ways. I could be in the 4x1 pool, or but as of right now, nobody. Well, technically, only the top 3 people know that they are on the team, and I think once July 30th, everyone's going to find out.
July or June 30th?
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it? June 30th?
We're in June.
Oh
yeah. No, it's
hey, man,
it's a lot going on.
Yeah. So June 30th, I think that's when they're going to announce the official people who are going to be where it's wet. But we'll see. But I hope so, though.
Well, I'm curious, and you don't have to answer this, but as a 400-meter runner, and you can't speak for all 400-meter runners, but if somebody out of the event group were to step in and be selected to run in that 4x4, would you be okay with that? Would that be frustrating to you, do you think? Sort of mentally, how would you?
I'm going to answer this. I'm going to say this. It's going to be very hard to leave off It's going to be very hard to leave off a 43 leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless that person coming in is about to split 43, it only makes sense. But I mean, it's going to be really hard to add, because every guy that they would probably, in my head, who they would pick for the relays, all could split 43.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. So it's going to be very hard to leave that off and try to put them in a situation that they probably never been in. But it also depends on who it is too, though. So
like Rye.
Yeah.
He's solidified. He's stamped. Like, he already,
he's got the body of work.
He anchored gold for us in Tokyo. Michael Norman was second leg for us on that relay. Even Bryce Detman. So we have guys that split significantly fast. And like I said, you can put any guys out there. But now we have that 4x4 is getting really competitive with these countries that's going to put their best people out there to get a medal. So it's going to be really, really tough. And I think the coaches go do a good job in who they want to put out there. But hey, like I said, it's going to be very hard to leave off a 43 leg.
Yeah, that job, like, you're going to come under fire no matter what.
Yeah, so I mean, and they do a good job of what they want to do, but they just, I don't know. I just think a lot of people just be misinformed about the information and how stuff be relayed. That's all it is. They just be misinformed. And if they actually read it, you be like, oh, and they still gonna have their own opinion about it. Like, but at the end of the day, like, if you read it, like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
You know, if it was up to me.
Yeah. All right, tell us.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I'm putting if I had to pick 6 people, I'm putting the best 6.
Yeah.
Like, up to me is the best 6. Like, the people who shown tremendous fitness throughout the year, that's still going to show tremendous fitness out the year, and I'm putting the best 6 out there.
Yeah. The high schooler fits that mold right now.
He doesn't fix that mold. He ran 43 in 3 days, and he ran 3 sub 45s in a week of like 3 days.
Yeah.
So he's been running relatively well from indoors to now. Like, and he's 16. Like, the energy a little different. I thought if he had another day, he probably got top 3. If he had another day of rest, he probably got top 3. Who knows? But he definitely has a shot. And but like I said, that's going to come down to the coaches and what they want to decide and what they think is best for Team USA going forward. But I don't have any say so in that. But like I said, June 30th will be a very interesting day. We'll see. And I know people on the internet ready to go up.
Oh, yeah. People are ready to go.
They're ready to go up. So it's going to be interesting, man. Hopefully they pick me. Who knows? I don't even know if I'm on it. Like, people are like, oh, congrats. I'm like, look, I don't know nothing till it's official yet. You know, because like I said, it's not top 6. Yeah. It's not top 6. Mm-hmm.
So, the role of did you hear Quincy's quote about you, where he was like, "He's 32, I'm 16."
Man, I'm half
was
his
that
age.
the quote?
Yeah, it was like, he's 32, I'm 16, I'm half his age.
It wasn't like that though.
Something like that.
It wasn't in a bad way though.
What was that?
People thought it was like in a bad way. I'm like, nah, bro.
He's just saying.
And somebody DM me, was like, yo, you 32?
Tell him the story about picking up your credentials. Because you liked my tweet.
Oh, yeah. So me and Fred was going to go pick up our credential, right? And you saying like, oh, you thought you was an athlete.
They thought I was an athlete at
they thought you
credential
was an
pickup.
athlete,
And I was like so flattered by it. Yeah.
So he was flattered by
good.
that. So me and Fred to go get our credential, right? And the lady didn't know who we were. She was like, oh, you guys are coaches? You come over here? Fred immediately was like, hey, bro, you like coaches? I'm like, bro, what's wrong? Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. We older now. We like, this not our first rodeo. He's like, nah, man. I'm like, bro, ain't nothing wrong with that. So he was like so offended by like the lady thought we was coaches. It was so funny to me, man. I saw his tweet about how he was
So did that sting more when you found out that he was the athlete and you were the coach?
Nah, they thought we both was coaches. But I saw his tweet. I just started laughing like you would think she know who he was and who I was and stuff like that.
So his credential photo, he must be so pissed.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
just
show
angry.
you. Nah, he just always looked like that. But it was funny though, man, to see that she thought that we was coaches. But I don't mind that though. I'm actually technically a coach at LSU. I volunteer assistant at LSU, so I'm technically a coach.
She wasn't wrong.
Nah, she wasn't wrong about me. But I didn't feel no type of way. I mean, but people like some people didn't even know I was 32 years old to the whole, he racing somebody half his age. I'm like, look. 32 really not old.
No, it's not.
It's young.
Like, they made it seem like I was a dinosaur. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm not that old. That was the whole talk of the weekend.
Yeah.
Vernon, 32 years old, racing against a 16-year-old. I'm like, I'm not the only one that's like 32 plus. I'm like, Bryce got to be at least 30 or 29. So it's not just me out here by myself. So, but people was hitting me up just like, yo, you 32? I'm like, yeah. Like, man, I did not know. I thought you was like 26, 27 because how well I've been running. I'm like, yeah, I think like that age stuff really don't matter. It's about how you take care of your body and how you feel. Mm-hmm. Everybody be asking me, I was like, bro, I take care of my body. Yeah. I do all the little things to help me be in a position where it's like I want to do good. Because the 400 is a hard event. Mm-hmm. And it's it's a lot of depth too. So, but like I said, all of guys, it's like, we could look how close the 400 was.
Yeah.
From second place, it was 44, 41, 42, and 47. Yeah. So it was real close. So that's what it come down to. But, man, people think I'm so old. Like, I'm the old guy now. I'm already bald, so it make it worse, but I'm the old guy.
You're the old dog now.
I'm the old guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not that old. 32
no,
is
you're
not
that
old.
The role of, like, big brother to, like, Quincy, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot that goes into it. Same event group.
Yep.
The support of New Balance behind you.
Great support.
And there was sort of, like, line, right, in this competition where it's like, we're up against each other for, one of 3 spots on this team. So it's like, I can't be big brother all the time. At what point, like, was it just sort of, I did see, after the semifinal, you did go over and, like, dapped him up and celebrated him. But it's like, there was an on and off switch to
it was definitely on and off switch. I think the prelim I dapped him up a little bit, like good luck, bro, out there. But the semifinal I ain't really do as much. I was more like, like in my zone because I know how serious that semifinal was. So I'm like, I'm going regardless because this gonna solidify me being able to compete for a spot in Paris. So the semifinal round, I always say that's the serious round for me. That's the final almost. The first round is cool. So I just take it as easy as I can, but going into that's when I was like, okay, I gotta be a little bit more. This is your time now. It's that moment where I'm like, hey man, I'm supporting you. We good. We on the same team. We family at the end of the day. But hey, between that line, like we out. But and I was jokingly saying with Kamara and Caitlin, we was at the New Balance house. We was just hanging out, and I was just jokingly saying like, man, if he beat me, I'm gonna retire. I was just joking around though, but man, but it's a little pressure though when you got a 16-year-old kid that can run well like that. So, like, and people could be like, say what they want, but the dude's the real deal. Like, they probably won't admit it, but it was a little pressure because you like, man, you don't want to lose to him.
Yeah.
And it's pride. Like you're not gonna lose to it, and also just competing too. He gonna compete as hard as he can. And like as a pro, you like, man, I've been here before. Like, but you still can't take it easy, especially not in the semifinal because it's top 2 next time.
Anything can happen.
And that heat was this is a stacked heat. Like 4 people came out of that heat versus the other heats. So it's like, come on, man, and like they ain't making no easy for us. So they knew what they was doing. They wanted the exciting heat.
I heard he had they yelled at him in the call room because he had his headphones on in the semifinal. Were you there for that?
Man, I was so locked in, I ain't know.
You didn't notice.
I was on there. I didn't.
The kid was playing video games before, like an hour or 2 before the race.
Man, I ain't see that. If I saw that, I probably ran a little harder. I ain't see that, but I mean, I was in my zone, so I was just chilling. I was like, I really was wired in trying to just get to the final because, I always say like for 400, it's round management. It's how you can manage the rounds as efficient as possible using less energy, and you gotta be very focused too. But that semifinal round is the final almost, and that's in every event. You're gonna see that probably for the rest of the days, like in the 15 or hurdles, like even for the 110 hurdles. It was tomorrow for the men. You're gonna see a lot of guys that's gonna run a lot harder than they did in the first round. Yeah, Grant gonna run hard every round because he could do that, But expect tremendous efforts from people in that semifinal round because that's basically like a final. Yeah.
Not to keep playing on your age, but I'm curious. Like you were talking, big brother. You get to be this mentor for Quincy. When you stepped in to your first team USA environment, who were those sort of guys that maybe you take what they gave you, and now you can replicate that to educate these younger guys stepping through?
I remember after I made my first team in 2015, I had got third behind Verberg and LaShawn Merritt. And I think LaShawn Merritt's birthday was around that time doing USA's. I forgot the age I forgot how old he was making, but I know it was like a little bit close to 30, something like that, whatever. And I asked him, I was like, yo, like how you do it? Like how you be so, consistent in the game like that? And he's like, man, you gotta take care of yourself. Like, he was saying like stuff, like not too much, but he was saying just enough that I started understanding. Like, you gotta take care of your body, man. Small stuff that he was saying to me, and I also watched him out throughout his whole career. Like, he dominated for so long, and if you look at competition, he ain't really like if it was a competition he easily won. He not gonna he just go run enough to win. But when he in a race with Karan, he going, effort because he want to dominate and win. But I watched his career, how consistent he was. He one of my favorite runners because I actually came in and he was still that guy in 15 and 16 and 17. So he was like my OG to me that I looked up to going forward as a pro. So seeing him carry himself as a professional and like me coming in, I was looking at that like, okay, this how I could do this. So I was learning as I went on, but I ain't necessarily had no one like that would like, hey man, like you know what I'm saying, that could take me on. So there's a lot of stuff that I learned along the way because my first few years as a pro wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I think like now, since 21, I'm seeing like the benefits of how my career been going, which has been really, really consistent, and I'm doing exceptionally well because people did not know I was 32.
Yeah.
like
I mean,
a compliment.
Now
Yeah,
I'm looking
it's a
at just
compliment.
look at all these medals that we've got here. So,
relay medals.
Yeah, but there's still
Yeah,
medals,
there's still
man.
medals though.
So you got what? Let's see. We've got a 4x4 gold, Olympic gold, 4 World Championship relay golds, 1 World Indoor World Championship relay gold, the
Yep.
Olympic, the World Indoor silver medal from 2018,
Man, that was a crazy.
Olympic bronze medal in the mixed 4x4 in 2021, mixed relay World Championship bronze medal 2022. You're
Yeah,
stacking hardware.
Yeah, I thought, last year was real close to getting that bronze in the 4. And I thought coming in this year, I was like, yeah, get the spot in the open and let's compete for Olympic. But I mean, we still got time. I'm still doing the right things that could like lead me to, that glory. But I'm not giving up on it. I mean, every day, I'm going to just continue doing what I do every single day, being consistent with what I do with training, taking care of myself, being myself. Just being a good friend, good brother, to everybody around me. So, and I got great support with New Balance. They do a great job supporting us. Shout out to New Balance. Love y'all. It's been a hell of a ride, and I hope we keep riding.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. Love
So
it.
it's been great, man. But when you have that support as a pro, it makes a lot of things more easy for you. And I think that's what a lot of athletes have to understand. Like being in a good headspace to like have the support and have the right people around you to take you to that next level.
Final thing, Vernon, it's like, you've probably been thinking about Paris for a while. Like, to the point of like, did you learn any French on Duolingo or anything like that? Or like, what are you looking forward to the most and what's going to make a successful trip to Paris for you?
Man,
How's your French?
my French is horrible. The only word I know is bonjour and oui.
That's all you need.
Because, like I said, like I ain't even thinking about language. I'm just thinking about winning.
Thinking about medals.
I'm just thinking about winning, but hopefully, June 30th they come out with the selection and I'm able to, compete on either of the relays. It'd be great. I've been working extremely hard for it, so I don't want to say too much, but hopefully June 30th they make the right decision and pick the best people to be out there and represent USA.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Well, Vernon, we appreciate you stopping by. You'll be around the next couple days.
I'll
so
be
I'm
here all
sure.
week. So when Fred get on, I want to come when Fred get on.
All right, perfect.
So matter of fact, let me co-host and let me ask some of the questions.
Yeah, that would be a
let's do
great
it.
duo.
I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the hard questions.
No
so
bleep button.
No,
Nope.
we ain't bleeping nothing.
There's no
when
dump here,
So
yeah,
when
just-
he get on, let me know when he comes. Matter of fact, don't even tell him.
Don't tell
even
him.
All right.
I'm gonna be the co-host. Like, yeah, and just give me a
Maybe
little
you
guideline
can
to
start
follow.
the interview and then you can just pop up after a
You're
minute
like,
and you'll be
"Hey."
like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm
We're
gonna
not
make it
doing this.
hard.
Let's make it happen. All right. Appreciate it, Vernon.
Yep, appreciate it.
Awesome. We'll be right back shortly with our next guest, Allie Wilson.
Seems like you've been wasting time trying to find your place in life. You need to get your ducks all in a row. So take some time to understand that life is a race. Ooh, for each and every man. Sometimes people will treat you like worn out shoes, but they don't know that you can lose. Come and be a winner.